Hey guys, hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are doing great. Before I jump into today's video, I'd like to ask you guys to like, share, and subscribe, and do all the YouTube things that needs to be done. So I am still going to be discussing different ways to make it into medicine, and today I'll be particularly focusing on how to make it into study medicine into Cuba, right? And the other countries have been researching about like how to do medicine in Russia, how to do medicine in China, and the different options you have with regards to that. So if you do stay tuned, I'm going to be releasing a couple of videos in the days to come. But for today, I'd like to just continue talking about how to make it to medicine, how to study in Cuba specifically, right? So I had spoken about how to study medicine in Cuba before, and I realized that I didn't really give the specifics and where to go, how to go about it. So I went ahead and did some research, and I found some very interesting news, right, that I'm going to share as soon as I am finished. But what I am realizing is that making it to medicine is becoming harder and harder each year, and what I'd like to do with these videos is to help students, is to help learners to prepare as much as possible, and try to increase the chances of people making it into medicine. So Cuba, right? So as we have mentioned already in a previous video, to study medicine in Cuba, you have to almost like take a gap year, right? But how do you then apply? So from the research that I did, what I was told is that usually the advertisements are released around about May, right? So how it works is if you're doing your matric this year and you're getting your results now, you're only going to be able to apply to study in Cuba next year, 2025, in May, right? So you have to go there physically. You can't apply online, apparently. So you go to the Department of Health from whichever province you're coming from. Tell them you want to apply. They'll let you know what documents they need, but of course they'll need your matric, and then they take usually the best learners. But after you've applied, the one thing that they've told me is that there are also interviews, right? You're going to be called in for interview. It's not really a hectic interview. There isn't really much you need to prepare for it, but you just have to put your best foot forward for the interview, showing up early, showing up on time. Apparently that counts a lot. And then if you are accepted for the program, you're only going to leave South Africa December, right? So if you are applying for the program, if you're in matric right now, 2025, you're only going to be able to apply to study in Cuba in May of 2025. And then if you get accepted, you're only going to be able to leave South Africa December 2025. So as I'm speaking right now, there's a group of medical students who are going to be going to Cuba this December to start their studies, and it is exciting to hear that. Yeah. So what is the interesting thing? What is so interesting about this program is that there's a high possibility that this program is going to end, right? If you do follow news on what's happening within the health department in this country, it's been seen, like we've been seeing a lot, that there are a lot of doctors who are unemployed, right? And then there have been talks to try and put this program on hold because a lot of money is going towards the program. So if you do study medicine in Cuba, it's the government of South Africa that usually covers the fees for you, right? And what I've heard the fees are per annum was a very huge amount per student. So now the Department of Health, they're thinking of stopping the program, right? They're thinking of stopping the program so that they can allocate funds to support more hospitals so that more doctors who are unemployed can then be assisted to get employment. What does this mean? It means that the next cycle, if at all it happens, could be the last one, right? It is sad, but understandably the Department of Health is dealing with a very hectic situation, dealing with a very difficult situation, and they're trying by their own means to try and find a way out and how to work it out. And one of the ways is that they're going to try to stop that program, and they want to allocate the funds from that program to the hospitals, so that more and more doctors would be employed. So this is why I'm saying that making it to medicine is becoming harder and harder each time, each year. So seeing that studying medicine in Cuba might soon no longer be an option, I'm going to continue discussing other ways to make it into medicine, and also focus on some of the universities in South Africa and focus on their programs and what they have and what options you might have. So with that, thank you for watching this video.